So, good afternoon. How is everyone doing? Good, good. We are so honored to have you. On behalf of Procter & Gamble, it's an absolute pleasure to welcome you here today to our P&G Family Home on what I would dare say is almost a balmy day. I think I almost wore shorts to the event today. It's so warm. But we'd especially like to welcome our esteemed guests from the IOC and the NOCs, including IOC Vice President Anita DeFrance, IOC Strategic Communication Director Becky Edwards, and our P&G Korea General Manager Joo-yoon Kim, as well as some amazing athletes and a few moms that you'll meet later. You know, like all of you, we are so excited to have spent the past few days here in PyeongChang cheering on athletes as they represent their countries and inspire us and inspire people all over the world. As a top sponsor of the Olympic Games, we've used our platform to honor and celebrate the role of mom, not only in molding an Olympian, but raising amazing children. For these Olympic Winter Games, we've also continued to celebrate moms, but also shift our attention to an important global issue regarding bias. We've learned that an athlete's struggle with bias are as varied as the countries from which they come. The issues that athletes face are a reflection of the world where femininity can be at odds with competition, or where race, religion, or sexual orientation pose challenges unseen in competition. We've also learned that through these struggles with prejudices and biases, a powerful ally, one who's been by their side, championing them at all odds, and for many people, that person is their mom. A person who sees their potential no matter what others may see, because love is stronger than bias. Please take a look.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday we'll get it together and we'll get it all done. Someday when your head is much lighter. Someday we'll walk in the rays of our beautiful sun. Someday when the world is much brighter. Oh, child, things are gonna get easier.
You know, I have the joy of representing the company at the Olympics now for 4 or 5 games. And I also say it's the best job and the hardest job I have to do, because after watching this film, I then have to hold it together and I turn and look at the audience and look at all the tears out there. It's a business model because we also sell tissues, but all right, I'll continue on. So Procter & Gamble, like our IOC partners, are particularly passionate about the topic of gender bias. For years, our brands like Always, Pantene, and Secret have been committed to sparking conversations about the topic of gender equality. The goal of these campaigns and the goal of our company is to create a world free from bias with equal representation, equal voices, and equal opportunity. As such, we're proud to be here in PyeongChang and excited to celebrate that these games have the highest number of female athletes. How about that? And this includes one of our very own Korean athletes, Sungwha Lee. Sungwha has a powerful story of overcoming a past cultural bias that favored investing in sons over daughters when it came to sport. But with her mom's support, Sungwha has become one of the most celebrated Korean female athletes. Let's take a look at her incredible story.
아들에게 투자해야 되는 거 아니야?
여성스러운 운동을 해야 될 텐데.
지름길은 없어. 넌 할 수 있어. 세상이 어머니의 눈으로 바라볼 수 있다면 고마워요, 엄마.
We were so honored to have Sungwha and her mother, her real mother, in that spot with us, and you can feel the love between the two. So P&G, in partnership with the IOC, wants to promote an open discussion on biases, influence attitudes, and ideally, help change behaviors around the world. Imagine if we saw the world through a mom's eyes, a world full of potential, possibility, and love. So now, it is my great honor to introduce one of our special guests for today. Anita DeFrance is an Olympic medalist, currently an IOC vice president, and the first female vice president of the IOC Executive Board. Throughout her career, Anita has been committed to advancing gender equality both on and off the field of play, and she truly is one of the most influential women in sport. Anita, we're so proud to have you today. Please.
I'll say thank you, Procter & Gamble, again. Thanks, Mom, again. I did not have a chance to take part in sport until I went to college. 0. I learned to swim when I was 4. I had 3 brothers, so I could throw a football because you can't tackle the quarterback and touch football, but nothing else. Then I got to college and was surprised to learn that only that year had come intercollegiate sport. Before that, it was all intramural. This was the foreshadowing of Title IX and women having the chance to compete in college. And right now, I'm proud to say that my sport, rowing, is saving men's football. And I can tell you more about that later. It's the numbers part. Sport is, I believe, a birthright. It's something we humans do. It is only our species that takes part in sport. We're the only ones who sets up hurdles and races across them to see who can come in first. I've seen an ant crawl onto a twig, and to get across a pond, I've never seen them line up the twigs and race across a pond or a piece of water. It's something we do, we love, we enjoy, we talk about it, we take part in it, we write about it. It's something absolutely human, and therefore, everyone should have access to it. I'm very proud of what the IOC has been doing to make that happen. Since 1900, when women's sports and events were first on the program, to now, when we have more women than men, as just announced at these games. Sports belongs to us all. We have to make sure that everyone has access to sports. And the IOC, again, is doing that. Every sport on the program of the Olympic Games has women's events. The numbers, there's every National Olympic Committee in the world has women Olympians, and that's now 206. And we have more work to do in getting women into the leadership positions. We count on you all. And dear friends, someday, the song said, someday, let's make it tomorrow. Things have to be easier. Things have to be brighter. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Anita. That was powerful words and much appreciated that you and your team could be here today to celebrate with us. And now, for the rest of our program, we have some exciting athletes who are going to join us. but it is my particular pleasure to introduce P&G's Global Love Over Bias Ambassador, who herself is a 2-time Olympic medalist, 5-time world champion, and the most decorated US figure skater of all time. So, Michelle Kwan, will you please come and join us? Michelle. So I get to embarrass you a bit more. So I would say, since we've gotten to know each other just a short time ago, gutsy and glamorous, talented and tenacious, you embody sport and female strength. So we're so proud to have you with us, Michelle.
Thank you. I don't know. I'm speechless. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Wow, we're at the Olympic Games. Are you guys excited? Yeah. There should be so much enthusiasm here. Look at this. Look at this incredible view. I am so thrilled, beyond thrilled, that we're here at the P&G home to have this incredible Olympic experience, to be able to share it with also my mom, who's sitting front row. Yes, hey, Mom. I have to say that whenever I see that ad, I really, really choke up. You know, the athletes who are going to join us shortly was also like, can we see it? Can we see it? But just hearing that music is just, it's so personal, because you see the stories of athletes and the adversity and the challenges that athletes face to get here, but you also see the unsung heroes, the support of mom. I am so proud to be partnering with Procter & Gamble for the Love and Bias Over Bias. You know, I believe that people should be able to pursue their dreams. Every single person should be able to pursue their dreams, no matter where they're from, what they look like, and who they love. For me, it's important to support one another, that women support one another, and empower girls to achieve their goals, their dreams, and also to continue to fight for gender equality. So today, it's gonna be a treat for you, because we have 4 current Olympians. They took the time out of their busy schedule to be here with all of you, and I see Gus there too. I see a lot of Olympians here for this important discussion. That they will share their stories, you know, their adversity, the challenges that they faced, and also the influence, the moms, their friends, their team that helped get them there. And also the role that they have in terms of how they see themselves in terms of fighting for gender equality. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our incredible panel. We'll start off by Kasia Baklada-Sharus. She's a Polish speed skating record holder and a 2-time Olympic medalist, competing in her 5th Olympic Games. She is a proud mom of 2, Hannah and Sophia. Next, we have Ilana Myers-Taylor. She is an American bobsledder competing in her 3rd Olympic Games. A self-described tomboy, Ilana has defied racial and gender stereotypes to become a 2-time Olympic medalist and was the first woman to pilot a mixed-gender 4-person bobsled in international competition. All right, now we have Chloe and Justine Dufour-Lapointe. They are Canadian mogul skiers who grew up training as the only girls in a male-dominated sport. Justine won the gold medal and Chloe won the silver medal at the Sochi Winter Games. And Justine, as you see, just recently won the silver medal. Congratulations. Thank you all so much for joining us. It's so exciting, and you've got such a packed 2 weeks, so I know your time is tight, but and we'd probably spend here hours if we could. So you all overcome obstacles to, you know, be pioneers in your sport. I would love to get your insight on sort of the obstacles and challenges that you faced, and perhaps Eleni could kick us off.
Yeah, for bobsled, most people, the only thing they know about bobsled is cool runnings. Well, Cool Runnings was, of course, 4 men in a bobsled, and 4 man is considered the highlight of our sport. It's what everybody knows, it's what everybody watches, and it's the big dog of our sport. So when I got into bobsled, I wanted to first show that women could drive sleds just as well as men. I thought I'd be able to do that in a 2-man, and in bobsled, women still don't get treated exactly equally. We still have worse training times than the men. We don't have the same adequate facilities and things like that. So I wanted to prove that women could do just as well as men in the sport and drive just as well as men. However, I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that as 2-man as much as I tried. I came off of winning a silver medal, and I still had guys asking me, could I even drive a sled? Was I even any good? So for me, I really wanted to take on the 4-man discipline to compete with and against the guys in order to show that women could do anything a man could do.
I like that. I feel like you're like. Now to Justine and Chloe, competing in a male-dominated sport, like what were some of the challenges that you faced and had to overcome?
Well, I think we were really lucky because we grown up in a woman family. We were 3 sisters and a strong, independent mother. So I think she always believed in us, believed in our dreams, and whatever we wanted to do. And as a kid, she was just like, yeah, go for it, no problem. And when we started to do freestyle mogul skiing, it was actually our biggest sister, Maxime, who's somewhere here. Oh, yeah. She wanted to do... she wanted to do freestyle mogul, which my parent did not actually want at that start because they were like, oh, it's scary. But her big sister was like, no, I want to go and ski like men. And she didn't care. She just wanted to ski. And I think after that, we just followed Chloe and I and fall in love with the sports. And we never thought that we were weaker or less value than men. We thought we were skiing like strong women, actually.
Chloe?
Well, we pretty much have the same story, but
Justine took it. Wait.
no, that's all right. We just pitched the ball to each other. But Maxime was the pioneer of going into the sport, and I was always inspired by her. And I think we're lucky to have each other. It's kind of an edge to push each other to race above. And I just feel that girls need to stick together to empower and to be just to push our limits. And I think right now girls are there. They win medals, and we are as strong as men.
What do you do in terms of supporting each other? I competed against my sister, so I know the same, that feeling. And some days when I was a little tired, she would be pushing you.
Oh yeah, I think, well, first of all, again, it starts back to our mother. The reason why, well, the biggest question and the question we always got asked was is there a competition between each other? We're like, really? We don't get it. And actually, why? It's because our mother always loved each other completely equally. I never felt like I was loved less than my sister because she loved each one of us in her own way and in her own personality. And so that fact, that made me always just want to cheer for my sister because I know she loved me as much as I love her. And it's always been a strength knowing that you have your sister traveling with you, competing at big competition as the Olympic Games. So it was always a strength that we had because I think that we're stronger in unity.
Thank you. I had to say, when you told me earlier that, I said, what did you do after you finished? And you said, I went straight to my mother. So it was exactly like the ad. So thank you so much. Now, Kasia, we were talking earlier in the green room about you being a mother and the difficulties of, this is your 5th Olympics. And you were mentioning sort of how the men have it easy when they're a father, because when they're done practicing, they could take a nap. Whereas when you have, I would love to hear your point of view and being an Olympian, being a mom of two.
Yeah, this is that was the biggest challenge for me in my sport career, to get back after first pregnancy. Then I decided, okay, I would try. I would try to do this to prove myself that I can do it, to prove my coach that I can do it. And that was really hard to do it, because I had to stop my skating for like 18 months. And this is like huge period during the training program. And then I have to face it down with, like I was number one in my country, in Poland, and then I have to face it that I have to going step by step every single race that I was losing with other girls. But then I have to face it with people who said that, we think you are like bad mom, that you're leaving your kids out of home like they are now, they are in Poland. But actually I think I love my kids as more than even my skating. So I'm so happy with it, and I prove that women can do it. Like there is a power in us to perform our like my skating is now on much higher level than before. And when the people said that it's not possible, then I will show it that it's possible. And I'm really happy that before my first baby was born in 2011, and since then there was no mothers in speed skating. And after Sochi, we were now it's like 4 moms, and they they all go back to skating after the pregnancy. So I'm really happy for them, and we are make like small mom community. Now we are 2 on the Olympics, so yeah, that's good.
You show your 2 daughters, yeah. Show your 2 daughters that you can be strong, you could go after what you want in life.
Yeah, the other one has already 2, so she's really, really small one. She doesn't know exactly where I am and when I'm going back home, but the other one, yeah, she's missing.
Yeah. So, Ilana, in terms of influences, people who've made a big impact in your life and inspired you, who are those people in your life?
I think it's definitely my parents. And I think the key about that is those are the first people you see. Those are the people you see every single day. And yes, I had a strong father, and he gets a lot of attention. He was an NFL player. He played for the Falcons. And, he's the main breadwinner in the house, so he's seen as the one who's out there strong and supportive, but it really was my mother. My mother was a housewife, and it's a term that I use very proudly, because she was there every single day with me, picking me up from practice, doing everything I could ever need her to help me reach my goals. And still to this day, I can call her up no matter what time it is, no matter where I am in the world, and she'll pick up the phone and listen to me cry or hear me laugh, or it doesn't matter, and she's the person, even though my dad's he's like 250 pounds, he's a big dude, so he's he takes over a room, but it's my mom. She doesn't say much in public or anything, but she is the personality, and she's the one who showed me what a strong woman is like, because she was the influence taking care of me and my 2 sisters day in and day out, and being that role model to us, and making sure her kids had whatever they needed, whenever they needed it, to perform and succeed in any goals they had.
Thank you. A lot of girls and little boys and little girls are home watching the Olympic Games, and they just are all in all of you. What sort of advice would you give them as they try to follow in your footsteps?
For all the kids out there, I guess it's to always dream, to, even though if you fail once, twice, 3 times, doesn't matter, as long as you stand tall and go back on track and want to. For myself, I always be a dreamer, and in this belief inside of me, nobody could think anything about me, because I knew inside of me that it was possible, And my mom makes me believe in it. Like, I remember as a kid, I was writing down to my sponsor in a little book with stickers on it, like, of sponsors.
She was 12.
I was 12. I was like,
Stickers at 12.
dear sponsor, one day I would like to have la la la. And I show it to my mom, and I saw in her eyes that there was no doubt. She was like believing in me, and so I did. And I think this is what I want to tell to all the kids out there. Go for it. Go get it. No one will stop you.
Good advice.
Well, I don't know where to start. I mean, I've been always a really, again, a lucky girl following two strong sisters. So I had the privilege to always be free to be myself. I don't know if it's because I'm the third little child or something, but I had this drive always inside of me of this little tiger and little showgirl, I guess. But all my family always accept me and let me be myself. And I think that really helped me get those medals, get to be here and enjoy those amazing experiences, which is competing at the Olympic Games. And I think I would say to all those kids to dare to dream, dare to be yourself, because if not, who would you be? Like, just be who you are, and the people around will accept you no matter what. And for me, I've been able to be myself all the way going to the Olympic Games.
Now, Kasha, having two young girls, 7 and 2 years old, what is the one thing? I mean, they're following big footsteps, you know, of a mom that's made it to 5 Olympic Games. What is it that you tell them on a daily basis and trying to chase their dreams?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I came from sport family. My father was weightlifter coach, so he was always trying to push me to the sport, like to show me how the sport is like big fun. That was the most important thing, that you have to have like the fun of your life during the sports. But my mom, she always was cheering me most, and I think as a mom, I have to show them like to chase the dreams, to show that sport is not always about the winning, about that sport is the like long way to get through to get to your dreams. And I think I get more nervous when I'm watching like the older one is skiing. Because she already competes some like kids competition, and I can't watch it actually. And now I feel like a real mom from the like Thank You Mom company. Yeah, that's the completely different feelings for me, to watch my kids growing up and to show them how to have fun from the sports, how it's important to enjoy it and to going with your dreams.
Now, Lana, in terms of getting more or greater representation of women in your sport specifically, what do you see in the next 4 or the next 8 years? What do you hope to see at least?
Well, I think the coolest thing is we're seeing an increase of women in sport across all disciplines, across winter sport, across everyone. Like I remember watching you guys in Sochi and being so excited for moguls. Was going to go out there. This Olympics was a little bit too cold, so didn't make it out there. And just seeing all you've accomplished and stuff, like I admire everybody on this panel. And now we're at a point of time where we have such strong role models across sports, throughout the entire world. Like, it's really amazing. And I think having those role models first and having those people to look up to is going to open up more opportunities for women in every sport. And I'm highly encouraged that we're going to be able to open up more opportunities for women in bobsled too. We're working to get a women's 4-man event. Right now, women's bobsled only has one opportunity to win a medal at the games, and I know you guys know what I'm feeling. So it would be great to have the same opportunities as men, to have those 2 chances to win medals. So we have to continue to push the envelope and get more women in our sport and get more women from all over the world. You know, we have a Nigerian bobsled team, a Jamaican bobsled team on the women's side now, and we're really just working the envelope and trying to push the envelope to increase all opportunities across all sports and specifically in bobsled.
So you're all role models. What is the one thing that you would tell, you know, a future mogul or a bobsled or speed skater? Like, what is it the thing that you need to do in order to succeed?
It's not in order to succeed, or it's not just this purpose. Every single year, my sister and I doing at the end of the year a little camp in spring with little girl. It started really small at the beginning. It was like 20 girls, and now we have like 70 girls. And so we spend the day with them, and they told us like question, not technical question. They just want to know how we feel up there, how we've been through or scared, and so it's just sharing our experience, and told them that it's possible, and they push themselves and make them see that the mogul course is not that scary.
All right. Everybody's like.
No, but I mean also to not give up sports. Give up for me was always, I thought it was the best gift I never give to myself, because it was the school of life. I've learned so much about how strong I am, way more than I learned at school. I learned that I'm able to manage stress. I learned how to compete. I learned how to manage difficulties and struggles and failure, but also glory and victory. And so I think sports is such an amazing place to learn about yourself and grow as an independent woman, for sure.
Thank you so much. Unfortunately, I got the sign to like wrap it up. So, like all good things, it has to come to an end. I want to thank this incredible panel for participating in the Love Over Bias panel and talk about gender equality, all your stories and things that you've learned, and bestowing this incredible experience and knowledge to all of us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.